So guys, things just got so much more interesting with some new set photos for The Flash Season 9. And it is our first look on what could potentially be our main villain for the season. But it is definitely a speedster everyone had on their wish list for years now. And from the title of this video, you can probably tell who it is. But let's break it all down. Yo, what is going on guys, Flashverse here, and welcome back to another video on The Flash Season 9. This was something very unexpected and got a lot of fans, including myself, literally just freaking out. But yeah, we got some new set photos for The Flash Season 9, and I believe this is for episode 4, I could be wrong about that. But essentially, these set photos were out a couple of days ago, but I just wanted to wait to make sure like everything would be fine by uploading something like this because it's a massive spoiler and I don't want to get axed by Warner Brothers and various other people like that. So I wanted to play it safe, wait a couple of days, and I did that. So here's the video. But yeah, we got our first look at a brand new speedster who everyone has been wanting to see since he first got teased in Season 5, and that is Red Death. However, this is Red Death with a twist, which we will obviously get into, as not only has Eric Wallace actually been listening to the fans and making this season as best as he can with many treats for us, but also we know the identity of Red Death through these set photos, in which some people are not happy about the reveal, but a lot of people are quite gassed about it. They are quite excited about it. Yeah, I'll obviously give you guys my overall thoughts on it in just a second. But yeah, before I actually get into breaking down anything, I do obviously want to give crediting where it belongs. So credit to Canada Graphs and Themyscira Bound for these set photos. I will link their socials down below if you guys want to check out any more of their images or just like what they had to say when they were there on set and just various other things like that. In terms of Canada Graphs, he will have images which I wouldn't have included in this video. So if you guys want to see many more set photos, be sure to check him out. But yeah, going into those images. Now, as you guys can see over here, this is our first look at Red Death. Now, through other images, which I will display, you can tell the suit it's very dark, but it's a red color. You can clearly see it from this photo I'm putting up over here. It's hard to pick out due to lighting in various other photos, but we do know it's red. Now, this suit does make Red Death look really menacing, as obviously they should be. It's quite heavily padded and bulky, which, yes, fair enough, they did get the initial idea of the original suit design from the comics, but like the paddings, I'm not too much of a fan of. Now, when we get into who is actually playing Red Death, you do tell why they added paddings onto the suit and just made it look more bulky in general. You can tell why, but I don't know, I just feel like there's something off about it, and that's just mainly the torso area. But it's pretty comic accurate in terms of like the detailing. The helmet looks really cool, obviously the white wings and obviously the bat signal lighting up all red. It looks really cool, but the bulkiness is just I'm not a fan of, but I do understand why they did it. Now, in terms of the identity of Red Death, as you guys can see, Red Death is played by Javicia Leslie, aka the actress who played Batwoman from seasons 2 to 3. And this obviously is the twist with Red Death. Red Death is going to be played by Javicia Leslie, who of course, as I said, is Batwoman. Now, I do like this idea because obviously Batwoman got cancelled, and this is pretty much giving Javicia Leslie an opportunity to play a version of that character one last time. But obviously for those who were disappointed, we were never going to have someone like Bruce Wayne playing Red Death. That just wasn't going to happen. And I realize a lot of people's ideal Red Death would have been Stephen Amell, as technically Oliver Queen would have been like the Batman of the Arrowverse, shall we say. So a lot of people did want Stephen Amell playing the Arrowverse version of Red Death, and that would obviously be a combination of Oliver Queen and Barry Allen. And that would have made sense, as he would have a personal connection to Barry, unlike Ryan Wilder, whom Barry has barely even met. But if you really think about it, this makes the most sense. This is the main Bat family member in the Arrowverse. that of course being Batwoman. So it makes sense for Javicia Leslie being the one playing this character, and I'm really, really excited to see what she brings to the table. Now, we do have other images of Barry and Red Death. Obviously, over here, we do see them facing off against each other. Now, the thing is, over here, we do know how leveled up Barry is at this point. Barry's literally like an unstoppable force at this point. Sure, can he make mistakes? Absolutely. But this is his peak self right now. Which means, how is Red Death going to match that? Are they going to make Red Death like the most powerful speedster Barry has ever faced off against? Or will something happen which causes Barry to get nerfed? I don't know over here, but it's going to be a very easy challenge for Barry considering where he's at the moment in terms of like his speed and like the skill sets he has. So it will be interesting to see what they do with Red Death. Are they going to, level Red Death up so that she could obviously match the playing field with the Flash, or is something else going to happen? I'm not entirely sure, but it will be interesting to see what they do over here. Now, for those who aren't familiar with Red Death is essentially like a combination of both Bruce Wayne and Barry Allen. This is in the comics, and he's from, I believe it's the Negative Multiverse or the Dark Multiverse. I can't remember what it was called exactly, but Red Death is from Earth negative 52, and essentially over here Batman just wanted ways to defeat villains faster, and in doing so he pretty much takes down all of the Flash's rogues galleries and uses their weapons to defeat the Flash, and then he uses the Batmobile, drives the Flash through the Speed Force, and then they combine, and then this combination results to Batman possessing speed, and he obviously becomes Red Death, and obviously he becomes like a evil speedster. Now, whether they will copy this origin story on the show, I don't know about that. We do not know if they are introducing like the Negative Multiverse or anything like that. I would assume they are, because this is definitely not going to be Earth Prime Ryan Wilder. So I'm assuming they're going to do something with the multiverse, introduce this new multiverse, maybe bring in the Negative Multiverse and bring in Earth Negative 52. Or they could obviously do something else, which I don't know what they could do, because this is not going to be Ryan Wilder from Earth Prime, so I can't really think of anything else they could do other than that. So this could obviously bring in the new multiverse, which would be really, really cool. Now, obviously, this does also bring up the question, is this our main villain of the season? Now, I don't really know, because if we link this with the season 8 ending, we do assume that whoever the main villain is for the final season of The Flash, it's going to be this new Negative Speed Force user, whoever that is, because obviously Eobard Thawne is dead, and they have established that they need the Negative Forces need a new Negative Speed Force user. Obviously we got that, if you want to say, Cobalt Blue teaser, but we got like this blue crystal shining, which doesn't really have any links towards Red Death, so this does obviously lead you to question if Red Death will actually be our main villain or not. Now, obviously, we could have a graphic novel structure once again, where for one half of the season we have a villain, and then in the other half we have another villain. That could obviously be the possibility. But to me, at least, so far, it seems like Red Death will just be a one-off villain, just to make fans happy, make them feel listened to, because this has been a character so many people wanted to see since season 5, and we're finally getting a version of Red Death, and this is the Arrowverse version of Red Death. So I think it's going to be a one-time villain. I don't think this will be the new Negative Speed Force user or anything like that. Obviously, I could be wrong about that, but like linking it with the Flash season 8 ending, a blue crystal and a Red Death, it doesn't really make that much sense to my eyes, at least. So that's why I don't think Red Death will be the main villain. But again, you do have to take into account that this is episode 4, and by then already Barry should be facing off against who is supposed to be the main villain. So that does obviously lead you to question, okay, this could be our main villain as well. Now, in regards to that, I don't know, so I'm not going to give like a definitive answer, because I'm really not sure. But if you guys just want my opinion, I'm going to say I think this is going to be a one-time villain. Now, we did obviously get another sort of Red Death Ryan Wilder teaser during Armageddon, the Flash Season 8 Episode 4, where Iris and Ryan Wilder from the future were talking about the Lady in Red, and they use this like Speed Force Disruptor or something like that against a certain species, and they specifically mentioned the Lady in Red. So is this what they're going to call Red Death this season? I don't know, because in season 5 they obviously did mention Red Death. They mentioned the name Red Death, but then in season 8 they mentioned the Lady in Red. So I don't know if there's going to be any sort of connection with that. It does seem like both of them were speedsters. Maybe it's just a name they give at the start. It could be the Lady in Red at first, and then later on this villain is revealed to be the Red Death. That could obviously be possible as well, but I am very, very excited to have Red Death on the show. I know Javicia Leslie is going to kill it in the role, and I just can't wait to see how much more menacing Red Death is compared to like very scary villains we've seen on the show, such as Zoom, for example. Now, also in the set photos, we do also have this shot of who it seems to be Rainbow Raider from season 1. So it does seem like they're somewhat bringing back old rogues as well. So they could be doing something like that, establishing the rogues gallery for season 9 as well. That is obviously very, very possible. But I was quite surprised to see Rainbow Raider over there. So that's very cool. But it does seem like he will be once again raging, well, like transferring all that rage towards Barry. So it will be interesting to see what's going to happen to Barry right now as well. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. Be sure to tell me in the comment section down below if you guys are excited to see Red Death on The Flash Season 9. I'm interested to see all your opinions towards all of this as well. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.